Hammurabi and Tutankhamun. Two ancient icons, one enduring mystery. The cradle of civilization is built upon the legacies of rulers whose names echo through time, some for their conquests, others for their laws, and many for the enigmatic aura that surrounds their reigns. Among these ancient titans, two figures stand apart: Hammurabi, the Babylonian king who forged one of humanity's first comprehensive legal codes, and Tutankhamun, the young pharaoh whose tomb, untouched for millennia, became the most iconic archaeological discovery in history. While they lived in vastly different eras and embodied divergent models of power, both rulers have captivated modern imagination. This comparison explores their leadership styles, their visions for their respective kingdoms, their contributions to law, religion, and culture, and the ways in which their names became eternal. Hammurabi, the lawgiver of Babylon, order as a vision. Hammurabi ascended the throne of Babylon around 1792 BCE, inheriting a modest kingdom in Mesopotamia, a region often called the birthplace of civilization. Through strategic diplomacy, military skill, and an unshakable belief in lawful order, he transformed his domain into a dominant power. His reign of more than 40 years was defined not by dramatic battles alone, but by a meticulous reshaping of society through justice, administration, and centralization of power. What sets Hammurabi apart is his profound understanding that authority must rest not merely on force, but on codified principles. His Code of Hammurabi, a system of 282 laws carved into a monumental stone stele, served as both a legal handbook and a symbolic proclamation of his divine mandate to deliver justice. These laws addressed everything from property disputes, trade, marriage, and inheritance, to workers' rights and criminal punishments. While often remembered for the principle of an eye for an eye, the code was far more sophisticated, implementing graded justice depending on social class, intent, and circumstance. Hammurabi's leadership style blended strict justice with pragmatic governance. He sought to unify diverse peoples under consistent legal expectations, reinforcing Babylon as an orderly, morally governed kingdom. He cultivated irrigation systems, strengthened city walls, and developed a bureaucracy capable of managing a growing empire. His approach to rule was neither impulsive nor mystical; it was administrative, methodical, and grounded in the belief that the king's duty was to preserve balance in a world filled with human conflict. His legacy is deeply woven into the DNA of later civilizations. The idea of publicly accessible laws, standardized justice, and the state as an arbiter of fairness can trace intellectual lineage to Hammurabi. Though Babylon eventually fell, the memory of the king who engraved justice in stone endured as a foundation for legal thought throughout the ancient world and beyond. Tutankhamun, the boy king of Egypt, restoration as a mission. Tutankhamun, in contrast, is known not for administrative achievements or military conquests, but for the extraordinary story of his life, death, and rediscovery. Ascending the throne at around 9 years old, ca. 1332 BCE, during a turbulent era following the religious revolution of Pharaoh Akhenaten, the young king inherited an Egypt destabilized by radical theological reforms. Tutankhamun's reign, though brief, spanning barely a decade, was defined by restoration. Under the guidance of powerful advisors such as Horemheb, the young pharaoh reversed Akhenaten's monotheistic experiment, reinstating the traditional pantheon of Egyptian gods and returning the priesthood of Ammonius to prominence. This religious reversal was not merely spiritual but political, stabilizing Egypt by repairing the links between temple, state, and society. The king himself, though young and physically frail, held profound symbolic importance. He represented continuity, legitimacy, and a return to cosmic order known to the Egyptians as Ma'at. While Tutankhamun did not lead great armies or draft enduring legal innovations, he sanctioned major restoration projects, reopened temples, and revived rituals critical to Egypt's identity. Yet Tutankhamun's greatest impact came not in life, but in death. His tomb, sealed and hidden for over 3,000 years, was discovered intact by Howard Carter in 1922. The breathtaking artifacts, golden sarcophagi, chariots, jewelry, statues, and furniture revealed the splendor of New Kingdom Egypt and sparked a worldwide fascination with ancient Egypt known as Tutmania. Tutankhamun became a global icon not for political power, but because he embodies the mystery, grace, and artistry of an entire civilization. Through him, Egypt spoke again. The paradoxical bond and the divergence of legacy. Though separated by geography, culture, and nearly 5 centuries, Hammurabi and Tutankhamun share a common thread: both ruled during crucial transitional periods that would shape the fate of their civilizations. Both inherited kingdoms in crisis. Hammurabi confronted a fragmented Mesopotamia, while Tutankhamun inherited a spiritually divided Egypt. Yet what they offered their people diverged fundamentally. Hammurabi was a builder of systems. He sought to create stability through law, justice, and governmental structure. His vision extended beyond his lifetime. He intended his code to be eternal, a monument to the king as shepherd of his people. His leadership was active, interventionist, and grounded in rational governance. Tutankhamun was a restorer of tradition. His rule symbolized healing rather than innovation. His youth and physical limitations curtailed strong personal leadership, but his political significance, embodying Egypt's return to balance, was immense. He became the vessel through which Egyptian identity regained its foundations. Their fates also contrast sharply. Hammurabi's legacy endured through texts, legal tradition, and historical memory. Tutankhamun's legacy survived through silence, protected by sand, darkness, and chance, until modern archaeology resurrected him as the most recognizable ancient ruler on earth. Hammurabi shaped how societies understand law. Tutankhamun shaped how the world imagines ancient Egypt. One crafted order. The other illuminated wonder. Despite their differences, both demonstrate how individuals, through wisdom, timing, or sheer symbolism, can influence the course of history in ways they could never have foreseen. They remind us that power can echo not only through conquest or reform, but also through legacy, myth, and the enduring human desire to understand the ancient world. If you liked this comparison, don't forget to support the channel. Likes, comments, and subscribing help keep content like this alive. Which leaders or historical figures should we compare in the next video?